cloud. All right, so we'll warm up in the bottom of the squat first, just to get everything nice and loosey-goosey. So if you just find yourself somewhere to stand, nice. Look at that on the cloud, man, use shorts. And we're just going to come all the way to the bottom of the squat and sack it. So you're sat right at the bottom. Then we're just going to move side to side. Okay, and we're going to rotate the hips. We're just going to move for a minute or so, driving the knees out, okay, and just trying to get some heat into that squat. Oh, some fun stuff tonight. I think every stretch tonight is a new one we haven't done before, except one of the mobility ones, the longer ones. So, be some quite interesting stuff. All right. Okay, so we're going to do something similar to a long lunge. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to come out into a long lunge position here. Come back a bit. More. There. Okay. So as long as you can, we're going to put your left hand on your left foot, and I want you to keep that foot pinned to the ground. So I don't want any part of the foot coming up off the ground. We're going to be doing a lot of moving in and around this position. And the idea is if we can keep that foot pinned to the ground, it's going to start to loosen up through the ankle as well, which is obviously essential for the bottom of the squat. So what I want you to think about is this is like mobilizing one half of the squat at a time. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to push our weight forward, keeping that foot flat on the floor. And we're just going to move that knee in and out, move side to side. You find a spot where it's a little bit sore, and we're just going to hold it there. So just find a tight spot where you can hold for a few seconds. Okay, for me, that's that knee pushed all the way out, moving that weight over towards that foot on the floor. That's it. Okay, so keeping that foot where it is, let's try and bring the other elbow to the floor. Again, keeping that foot pinned, and with the back foot, push yourself forward. So stay low and try and push your weight forward a bit. Keep that knee out. That's it. So you should feel this quite a lot in that left hip. Okay, I'm going to get some of the pressure out, and we're just going to go back, straighten out that front leg as much as you can. And then we're going to move the hips to the side. All right, so pop your hip to the left as well. That straight leg, or as straight as you can get it, move that hip off to the left, keeping that foot pinned to the floor. And then we're going to keep that weight out, bring the weight forward, keep pushing out, pushing out, pushing out. And we're just going to push back, keeping that same thing going on. Okay, just do a couple of these, trying to push back as far as you can, nice and slowly. Good. So hopefully you stop feeling cracking going on your knees and hips. All right, and then we're going to push that knee out, really pin the foot down, and I want you to twist. Look behind you. Again, foot down and try to use your elbow to push that knee out. And drop the weight down so you can really feel that stretch in the hips. And then slowly push back, looking behind you. And forward again. And now we're going to bring that right elbow to the floor, still looking behind you, still keeping that foot pinned down. And you can push the knee out more with the other hand if you want. Just play around with it a little bit. I want you to find, that's it. Now come back out, come to that first position, that lunge. And we're just going to change legs. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Quite a lot of cracking. All right, so other foot in. That's it. And bring that weight forward. Push that knee out. Remember that right foot now stays pinned. And drive that knee out. That's it. Elbow to the floor. Push that knee out, out, out. very coquettish like that, Graham.
Excuse me?
You look very coquettish, slightly flirty. And push back. Let's straighten that leg out. Come forward again. And we're going to pop that hip out to the side as far as you can. You should feel almost like the head of your femur is trying to push out. And then straighten that leg and we'll come back. That's it. And forward. Good. And push back. And back in again. Push that knee out as far as you can. Pop the hips to the right. Push back. Again. Elbow to the floor. Well, actually, let's look at this first. So, drive the knee, elbow into the knee, look back. And keep looking back, straighten that leg. And forward. Keep looking behind you. And back. And forward. Elbow to the floor. Look back. Pop that hip out. Keep the foot pinned, pinned, pinned. And come out. And we're just going to change legs again. We're just going to do a little bit of a rotation through the time. Okay, so we're going to pin that foot down and we're going to come back, right, and we're just going to move anti-clockwise around that joint, trying to get as much movement as you can, trying to maintain that pressure. And change direction. Cool. And change feet. Anti-clockwise. And change direction. Good. All right, cool. So we just stand up again. Pop your feet into your squat stance for me. And we're just going to do a couple of little squats. See how that feels. Okay, come back up. Just do 5, nice and slow. Take your time. Excellent. All right. So we're going to have a look at doing something very similar to a pigeon stretch now. Okay. I'll show you what we're going to do. The only difference between this movement and the pigeon stretch is that we're not trying to get our hips to the floor and we're not collapsing down. So we want to try and keep the chest up. So my leg is sat out in front of me here. I'm going to bring my right leg behind me. And then I'm going to bend my front leg. Okay, so straight across in front of me. Left hand comes on the left knee. Right hand on the foot. We'll pin that down. And then we straighten out that back leg. And we're up nice and high here. Okay, so if I show you from the side what it looks like, basically going to be here, here, there, pin, and back. So you can see I've got all this space underneath me. Chest is up, and I'm not coming to the floor. Okay, so we're going to get into that position, and we're going to mobilize around that position. All right, so there's going to be a lot more rotation through that hip. So, feet out in front, right leg behind, bend the left leg, left hand on knee, right hand on ankle, pin that leg down, straighten out that back leg. Now this front leg does not move, okay? We're gonna try and keep this pinned the whole time, the entire length of your shin squashed to the floor, all right? So on your toes at the back, I just want you to lift your knee up off the floor. So your back leg straightens out. Okay, then from here, you're just going to rotate to the right. Look back at that right leg. You're really pulling from the hip, not just turning from the shoulders. And hold that. Back to the front. Cool. Relax the leg down. Now, you're going to come down here, hand onto the thigh, and you're going to pull yourself in to look in the other direction, looking behind you. Okay, so you're using this left hand to pull you on the leg. And back to the front. Okay, leave the back knee on the floor. We're going to come down, elbow onto your knee. All right, and then I'm going to try to rotate back through. Look at that heel. Pulling the hips through, not just turning the shoulders. And back to the front. Okay, this time, elbow onto your knee if you can. And hold that. So right elbow, left knee. Should feel that quite strong on the glute. Excellent. Now, I want you to stay in that position, try and look behind you. Stay low, keep that elbow on the knee, and look behind you again. Back to the front, and relax. Feet back out in front of you. And we'll go through that on the other leg. So, left leg behind, then the right leg. Pin it, straighten out that back leg. So up on the toes of the back leg, straighten the leg. And we're just going to turn to look at that left foot. Pulling the hips through. And relax, knee to the floor. And hand on the thigh. We're going to pull ourselves in the other direction. And back to the front. Okay. And we're going to pull through. Try and bring that right elbow down, left foot, look behind you again. Back to the front. Left elbow, right knee. And then we're going to rotate through, staying low to look back at that leg. And back to the front. Feet back out in front of you. Okay, I'm just going to show you this next bit, what we're going to do. Same stretch, but we're going to make it a bit more active. So from here, straightening up, okay, this position. If I want to increase the stretch, I need to move my whole body weight away from the knee. Okay, that's not collapsing down. I'm actually moving this hip across in that direction. Okay, so that's what we're going to try and do. So, legs out in front, right foot behind, and the left leg. Come on up. And then we're going to try and push our right hip across. Almost keeping it stable in the middle, hopping that hip. Quite a small movement, you feel it a lot. legs. Just push that left hip away. And relax. Cool. All right, up we go again. Get the legs out a bit. We're just going to do a few more squats again. 5 of your best other slow squats. Pushing those knees out and just see how those hips are working for you. Okay? Nice and steady. Cool. All right. Now you're going to need your chair. I hope you're civilized. Your posture may be a little bit off there, Alan. Okay. Shift yourself to the front of the chair and you're just going to bring left foot up onto your right knee. Cool. Excellent. So start off with sit up straight. I'm just going to push that left knee down. Nice and simple. All right, so what we're going to try and do now is going to bring our chest, or rather the sternum here, and try and bring that down towards that chair. Doesn't have to touch, but you bring it down just until you can start to feel that stretch in your back and in the glutes as well. And just keep that knee pushed down. That's it. And sit up. Good. All right, so this time we're going to drop that left arm down towards the floor and reach for the floor. And come on up. Good. Both hands on the feet. And we're going to try and drive our elbow to the floor, using your weight to push down that knee. Good. Sit up, and we'll just change legs. All right, I'm just going to sit, I'm going to push that knee down. Get comfortable. Okay, and let's try and bring that down towards that shin. Try and keep both butt cheeks on the chair if you can for movements. And come on up. Okay, right hand, reach the floor. Sit up. All right, Glasgow weather is really confusing me now. I've got blue sky. What the hell is going on in the day? Both hands on the foot, down with the elbow. Come on up. All right, so we're going to get into the side of the glutes a bit now and into the obliques. So I want you just to cross your legs. Sorry? Cool. All right. We're going to wrap your arms around and then use the back of your chair. You're going to try and twist behind you. So you're pulling on your right leg, looking out, on your left leg, looking out over the left. And relax. Change legs. Wrap that leg in, hand behind you, and twist. And back to the front. Cool. All right. Chair stuff done. Chair out of the way. Okay, so we're going to do some weird stuff on the hips now. Yeah, let me see how I can best demonstrate this. All right, so the first movement we're going to do, I'll talk you through this. Oh, where'd Lainey go? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm on all fours. I have my knee directly underneath my head. I'm going to straighten out my back, okay, and I'm going to push my hips to the left. All right, it would feel like the head of the femur here is trying to push back to the side of the hip. It's going to feel uncomfortable and bizarre. All right, but just stay with me. So, all fours. Good. Straighten out that right leg so the knee is off the floor. Make sure that your hips are directly over your knee. And then you're just going to push that hip to the left for me. If you can't feel anything, push it to the left and move slightly. Can you all feel that in that hip? Like someone's trying to push your hip to the socket. That right leg is on the floor, Alan. The foot on the floor, the rest of the leg is off. Just the foot on the floor. That's it. And then push that hip off. And then we can move that weight forward. Walk those hands forward, keep that pressure on the hip. Robin, that back foot should be on the floor. Just the leg is off the floor. Look. Okay. Pushing that hip across. Slowly come back. Keep those hips to the left. Good. All right, and we're going to change legs. So, straighten out the left leg. Foot is on the floor. Bring that weight forward slightly so that your hips are just above the knee. Push that hip off to the side.
Which side?
The right side. So the leg, the hip with the bent leg. So if your right knee is on the floor, you're pushing your right hip right. Walk those, bring the weight forward. So bring it back. That pressure up. Okay. All right. That's your little intro. What we're doing now is a little bit harder. We're going to do this from the side here. You can see it more easily. So what I'm going to do from here is I go with my right leg. I'm going to bring my leg up to this position here. Okay, so you can see I'm trying to bring almost in that. And then from here, walk back, bring my left knee up to my right ankle. And then as I come forward, I'm going to figure four. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would offer to show you to you from behind, but this, yeah, too weird. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to push my hip to the left again. All right, or the right. No, sorry, to the right. So the leg that's bent in front of me, pushing that hip off the side. Okay. Bring that weight slightly forward, pushing that hip to the right. And slowly come back, keep that hip, hold it. Slowly forward. Move as far forward as you can, keeping that pressure on the hip. Probably won't be very far. And slowly back. Hold. Pushing that hip. Actively drive that hip to hold those hips to the left. Take those out. Okay, so we'll do that other side now. On all fours, left leg goes over, and bring that chin forward, and your right comes up onto the left foot as far forward as you can. Walk forward, your hips are over your knee, and we're going to push those hips to the left. Active push to the left. Bring that weight forward slowly. Keep pushing to the left. And slowly back. Forward again. Slowly keep pushing that hip left. Slowly back. And forward. One more time, slowly back, back, back. And that hip, driving it off to the left. Push back a little bit more. Back. And take your legs out. All right. Up you get again. We're just going to finish off with a few more little slow squats. Just get those hips moving. So into that squat stance. And we're just going to do a few little squats. Let's get a couple going. Nice and slow. Feel those hopefully buttery smooth hips. All right, just one more. There we go. Excellent. All right, guys. That is us for this. What fun.